One.
Okay. Welcome back to Orphans of the American Dream. You said this is episode number 10? This is episode number 10
Yep.
of Orphans of the American Dream, the post-apocalyptic RPG where each player plays an alternate version of themselves in a post-apocalyptic setting. And so last time we had a kind of like kind of conclusion to Adam's character and his arc, and he ended up staying in the town that you guys just liberated, I guess, from their oppressive bandit leaders. And we left off with you guys seeing the train in the distance, and it's coming into earshot. And so we are going to start with a flashback, though. And this doesn't involve any of the PCs, and so I just kind of wrote it out.
Hmm.
So here's we obviously get our anime opening, right? But then we get a shot of Mickey running through the city streets, panicked and clutching her bleeding arm. Screams and sirens fill the air, and the orange glow of fire taints the city lights. And she pushes her way through a crowd and comes to a quiet parking lot. She collapses, sliding her back down a car, and starts to cry. And after a few moments, she tries to compose herself and grabs out her phone. She dials the number, and she says, "Please, please, please." And the phone answers. Connor's voice is heard from the other line. "Mickey? My dad's dead." And she breaks down again. "I need help. I don't know what to do. Are you are you still in Madison today for your internship? Please say yes." "Yes, and I'm coming to get you. Hold tight. Where are you?" Mickey looks around. I'm not sure. I'm by a sign that says 1864. It looks like a historical building or something. I'll be there in 3 minutes. I'm really close." "Connor? Yeah, what's wrong? Are you hurt?" "Yeah, a little. I got cut. I just wanted to say thank you." "Mickey, I've got your back. I'll be there soon. Just hold on." And then we cut to Connor pulling up and throwing open the door. "Get in." She gets in, and she's still clutching her arm. "We'll have to worry about your cut later," and Connor says, and then pulls out of the parking lot and onto the street. "Right now, we've got to get out of the city. Where do you want me to take you?" "What do you mean? Can't I? Can't I just stay with you?" That might be that might be a little difficult to explain." "What do you mean?" "I'm not sure I have time to explain everything. It's a little complicated. Is there someone you want me to take you to?" And Mickey looks panicked for a few moments. "Mickey, can't I just stay with you? You make me feel safe." Connor is silent for a long moment. "If you want to come with me, you have to stay with me. And we can't take anything with us besides what I have in this car. We have to go now. Can you do that? Can you leave everything and everyone behind and come with me?" "Where are you going?" "Europe." "Europe?" Connor slams on the brakes to avoid hitting a woman in the road and then drives on the sidewalk to get around her, smashing a garbage can. "Mickey, I can't explain right now. You either have to come with me or tell me where to take you. But you've got to choose fast." And we just get a shot of Mickey just looking stunned. And the car starts to speed up, and there's a fork in the road at the where the car is heading. "Mickey, fine, I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you." And then Connor squeals the tires and takes a sharp right turn, and the car straightens out onto a long stretch of road. "Okay." And then Connor says, "I sorry about your dad." And we cut there, and then we see the car smash through a chain link fence, and it tears out one of the headlights as he pushes through. The car pulls out onto a runway, and we see a parked jet. Connor pulls right up to it, and Mickey is stunned yet again. Connor gets out and greets 3 men outside by the jet, and Mickey gets out of the car finally, and one of the men asks, "Who's this?" when they see her. "She's with me." "What? Connor, we can't. She's coming with me. She has nowhere else to go right now. I couldn't just leave her. She's coming with me." And then we hear the jet engine start. We gotta go. Get your stuff. And Connor runs over to the car and grabs his stuff out of the trunk. And Mickey runs after him and says, "Is this a part of your detective internship?" "Kind of. I wasn't an intern for very long." And he slings his bag over his shoulder. "Listen, I'll answer all of your questions on the jet. Just for now, please trust me." And he reaches out his hand. And she looks down on it. She looks down at it and then nods and grabs his hand. And as they walk over to the jet, Connor says, "I'm glad I'm not doing this alone." And Mickey says, "Me too." And then we zoom out to see the chaos in the city. And then we zoom out all the way and see the globe spin and time fast forward. And then it's present day. And we zoom in on Connor's face as we hear the sound of a train. And as we open up here.
And then I shoot him. Just kidding.
What?
No, just kidding.
You shoot who?
What a twist.
Connor. Obviously. Hey, David.
Hey.
What's up?
Just in time for the end of the flashback.
Ooh. I'll have to tell you what it was on the break. So we come back to present day then with the train sound, and you guys all look over, and as you see the train approaching, you see something very odd. And you see, as it gets closer, you can make out the figure of a woman, like hanging out, like holding onto like the bar and like hanging out of the train, hanging out of the side of the train, like at the very front. And she's wearing a pirate hat. Yes,
Frickin' Utah.
Train pirates? That's a new one.
Trirates.
Hey, maybe they won't rob the train if it's run by pirates, you know?
Maybe they're already robbing the train. Maybe it was
the
already
train does
taken
the
over.
robbing.
Oh, or
Maybe
that.
the train does the robbing.
Wait, where would they go to rob people? Isn't it usually like the trope is people are going to like rob the train?
I mean,
trains only go in one direction.
They have convenience stops in every town. They just rob them when they get there.
Yeah.
The pirates have unionized. They're running the train now.
Yes.
So is this the real conversation that's happening?
I don't know. Maybe?
I mean, I was going to make a pithy comment about the train, because my part was in character.
Yeah.
Character.
Yeah, character. Yeah, we're in pirate mode now.
Look, I'm holding off a coughing thing.
I feel you. He didn't hold it off long enough. He had to mute himself quick.
So the train pulls up then, and the pirate woman like jumps off the train before it comes to a complete stop, and she's like, "Welcome aboard. You guys here for the train? I'm Sadie, Captain Sadie. And this here is my train. If you want on it, you go through me. Is that clear?"
Trains usually have conductors.
Pirate conductor.
Yeah.
Well, this one clearly has a captain.
Punductor. Or
So, David, you said it aloud?
pirate, maybe.
Are you guys all trying to figure out how to make these puns in character as well?
Honestly, I feel like at this point, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all doing it.
Definitely.
I was attempting to patch up whatever blunder Jared had just put forward, I'm sorry, David just put forward, but
So Sadie just says, "Well, this train has a captain." And she said, "If you have a problem with that, you can take a hike."
It's fair enough, I suppose.
So, what'll it be? What do you got to offer?
Oh yeah, barter. We look at Josh.
My heart.
We all look at Jared.
Oh, you just said we have to go through you, right?
What?
She said if you want to get on, you have to go through me. Was that metaphorical or literal?
It's not going to be helpful, David.
I mean, if it's just a question of can I get on the train, then that's
yeah. We're talking about like we fight you and then we get
Josh gives David a withering stare.
Our words, not mine.
I think.
And then I think I probably look at her and I'm just like, sorry, we're in a mood.
One of us is.
Look at you. I'm like, you started it.
All right.
I offered my heart.
All right. You're going to go bicker over there. I'm going to get us on this train. So.
Please do.
What's the fare? What are you charging?
Let's say $2 billion. And then she gives you like a flat stare, like, what do you mean? What's the fare?
Wasn't our offer to defend the train? Isn't that what we were going to propose?
Yeah.
I mean,
yes, I'm getting to
then
that.
we started making a lot of jokes.
I mean, like last session when we talked
when
about
she
it,
says like $2 billion, I start like counting on my fingers. I'm like counting for inflation, 11 years.
I see.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
or a quarter.
yeah. One copper piece.
Well, I can't offer that, but
I would take it if that's what you were offering.
Can offer guns and protection.
Well, you're going to have a hard time protecting us if you give us all your guns.
That's not what I meant, and you do know that.
She says, yes. And we have a strict, everyone defends themselves policy on this train. If you come aboard, you're a part of the crew. If something goes down,
part of the ship,
you're going to fight.
Part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew.
We're not going to get very far, are we?
Not if y'all keep derailing my train of thought.
Wait.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Hey, train of thought.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
I love this. They're all going to be pirate and train-based puns. Look what you set up.
I set it up very well and on purpose. Thank you very much. No, so basically she explains, like, protection isn't an offer. Like, if you're going to come aboard, you're expected to protect the train, because the train is also something that you would want to keep intact. So it's like, it's more than that. You're going to give her supplies or something else.
My undying devotion.
I mean, do we have anything else? Like,
I mean, I'd sell him. Sure.
That's right. Yeah. Take Jared as a slave.
Sell me into slavery.
Wait a minute. Wasn't there a whole deal about that just recently or something similar? No.
So,
I mean, I'm an accomplished mechanic. I've done work on vehicles of similar sizes and
that's fair
capabilities before.
What?
Do you have anything in particular needs repair or touching up or just a quick polish? I'd be more than happy to lend a hand.
So I think at that point, a different guy steps off the train, and Sadie turns and says, "Well, perfect timing. Wilbur, this is our mechanic, Wilbur. We don't need you, mechanic, whatever your name is."
Well, sounds like they've got their situation pretty darn settled. Do we have money or anything to
have a
barter?
mechanic off. You have to prove to her that you're a better mechanic than he is.
Hey, that's an idea. And I look back at like
That's
David too,
something you can do.
and I'm like, hey, listen. So anyone you have on board won't hold a candle to this guy and his shooting abilities. And I point at David. And this Wilbur guy, has he fixed a spaceship before? Didn't think so.
Has Josh fixed a spaceship?
No, but
he doesn't know that.
Yeah,
I mean, other people in our party have.
Exactly, right?
Oh, actually, though, I have worked on exactly this model of locomotive before. And I happen to note, and I give something, it looks like you need a lot of maintenance on this thing that you don't actually recognize. Some kind of story about how, this particular locomotive is susceptible to certain kinds of problems that, could be alleviated with a little bit of routine maintenance, but you need a trained mechanic who's actually worked on this kind of equipment and something like that.
So I think this
And
is
I
a
would-
proposed crafting role with
I
Wilbur.
would like to instead offer a deceive.
Okay.
I would like to use my skill jargon or gibberish
Okay.
and take a +2 when I something to deceive regarding technology or machinery. Which I'm going to need because I don't actually have to deceive, but so I would like to convince her that not only am I capable of doing the kind, not only that I want to convince her that her vehicle needs some kind of work, and I'm the person to do it.
Okay.
So, what would be the difficulty on that?
I think a 5.
A 5.
Maybe I'm going to go with a 4. It's a 4.
4. Okay. Did we? I didn't do refresh yet. Did we determine I had one too many refresh last time?
Yes, but you should have 3.
I should have 3. Okay.
Yes.
Can I get 1 extra fate point, please?
I also need
Thank
2.
you.
I think everybody needs some. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I got mine, Kim.
All right. Rolling my deceive +2. That is a 1.
Oof.
Okay.
So I could spend fate points on this,
Yeah, by all means.
but we're going to end up probably just squeezing fate points out of Connor, it feels like.
No, but
That would also cost 2.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Full disclosure, if you succeed at this, she's going to be like, okay, you couldn't come on board because you have a skill. So, and it just full
Right, so
disclosure
it's
for
not-
if you want to
we
spend
all
fate
get
points
on
on that.
The-
You're proving to her that you have the mechanic skill and that you're worth bringing on board. But that wasn't going to convince her to bring on the 11 plus people that you guys have.
Do we still have access to things that were on our old character sheet?
What's that?
Do we still have access to things that were on our old character sheet? Are they
what
in
does
the-
that even mean?
No,
Are they in the junk room of the
The
bus?
answer is no, Jared.
Darn.
That doesn't make any sense.
I was going to pull a whole, you know what a pirate needs?
A sword, yeah.
Yeah, so in that case, then I think I'm just going to let the roll land where it does.
Okay, yeah.
Not,
So
So I was thinking of maybe stepping
Not going
up,
to convince her, I guess.
yeah, and like trying to make a rapport roll, not to like convince her to let us on, but like to convince her to just tell us what we could offer. That would
Oh, sure, yeah.
right, like just so she's out in the open with us instead of dancing around this whatever she's doing right now. Just be like,
Yeah.
listen, this is what I need. Can you give it to me, sort of a thing. Just so we
Yeah.
have like a place to start bartering. Let me look at my sheet.
think
Yeah, what's the difficulty? I don't think I'm
probably
adding anything.
difficulty 3.
3.
Yeah, it's not too difficult to just get her to straight talk with you.
Alrighty. Boom. 4.
Okay. So how do you phrase it?
I mean, probably just like, listen, we could keep having this back and forth dance that we're doing right now, or you could just tell us what you're looking for. what could we give you, Captain? And then I like hold out a hand, like, what's your name, sort of a thing.
What's her name?
I don't know if you gave us her
Yeah,
name.
she said Captain Sadie.
Captain Sadie. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would have just said, just tell us,
Yeah.
what can we offer you, Captain Sadie?
She looks to Wilbur and is like, I don't know, Wilbur, do you need anything? And Wilbur's like, I really like that bus. That bus would be a fine addition. I could scrap that for parts. We could sell it whole at the next city.
Yeah, I frown. I look back at Connor and I'm like, do we need the bus? Like is that?
How are we going to bring the bus with? Did we consider that?
Yeah, maybe this is just a better idea just to give them the bus.
Maybe it's a better idea just to drive the bus right behind the train.
On the
Well,
train
if we're gonna do
tracks?
that, we don't really need the train then.
A train would go faster overall than a car.
Specifically on the tracks too. Like that's not a good solution.
Are we leaving the bus behind? We didn't think of
So you guys had
I think
mentioned
my
that it would
assumption,
probably be able to fit
just
on
like
one
fit
of
it
the train
on
cars.
the cars, yeah. But if I think it makes sense to me if we just want to give it to them. I can't think
how
of
far away is this? Let's bring up the map.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah. I think Caleb, if you look to Connor, he basically is like, Captain Sadie, how far will this railroad track take us, or how far will you take us? And so you guys are
Right
here
here in
at-
Salt Lake, yeah.
Yeah, Salt Lake City.
And
so-
right here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
How far
that's where you
up
need to go.
that highway does it go?
And she says it goes all the way up. You like show her a map or whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. She's like, yeah, you're going up there. Oh, yeah, we go past that. We go up to here and
Well,
then
there you
circle
go.
around back.
Then that's all we need. All we need to know. Then we can totally give them the bus. I'm totally fine with that if you guys are fine with it.
But we have so many members.
Well,
We have a lot of cargo and stuff to carry too. Like we're not.
also, last time I checked, there were 3 bombs.
Do you know how much food? Do you know how much the food I have to feed granola weighs? I can't carry all that.
Yes, but
So-
we could also probably find another vehicle.
Conveniently, it will be on a train. You don't have to carry any of it.
And
Yeah,
and
true.
also the place we're going is like supposedly a military base with a nuke. We might be able to just find like an APC or something, right?
Good point.
I looked at Caleb, I'm just like,
I'm not. I don't say that this is out loud. This is just me.
You guys have a little huddle moment.
Yeah,
We
sure.
probably need a little huddle moment in order for any of that to actually convince in-character Josh
Sure.
Yeah.
to give up the bus that he's spent so much time working on,
Right.
thrown so many cuss words at.
Yeah. So how does that shake out then?
I mean, I'm okay with giving up the bus in that regard. Having picking out a new vehicle would be a lot of fun. I like change.
Sounds good to me.
You were supposed to talk about that longer while I.
That's all good. Yeah, so I probably just look at Sadie and I say, all right, we agree to your terms. Wilbur, you can have our bus if we all get passage to where we're going, to this base here.
Yeah. Wilbur nods, and Sadie's like, "All right, well, here are the other rules then." And she like nods to Wilbur, and Wilbur like goes and starts doing like some maintenance, checking things out, and making sure everything's good to go. And she's like, "You bring all your food on board. You add it to the pile. We have some cooks. We basically cook what we need. We feed you what you need. 2 meals a day, not 3. That's going to be a problem. Then you can take a hike, it babies.
What kind of meals?
Good ones, depending on what we can get. So what kind of food do you have?" Even if you just got slop, our cooks are good. You won't be disappointed. And if you are, you can complain to anybody but me or mine.
Yeah, I mean, probably don't care too much about that. I'm just like, sounds good. I don't have any complaints.
If there's any problems and we have to make a call to arms, you'll know. And you're here to protect the train, because if the train goes down and we're 12 miles away from a city or 100 miles away from a city, you're screwed just as much as we are. So it's in your best interest to just join us. Fight to protect the train.
You'd probably have to physically restrain my friend here, pointing at David, from interfering.
Interfering?
No, as in like he'll be roaring to fight them anyway. So.
He's trigger happy,
okay.
And has
she smiles at you, David.
Yeah.
She smiles at you, David, and is like, "Welcome aboard. You'll fit right in here."
I had a feeling.
Another thing. Wait, go ahead.
Just as I had a feeling.
She says, another thing. You'll get a couple of train cars, depending on how many of you there are. We've got extras. The cars are staggered with the guests, with our other guests. Don't interfere with the other guest cars. Leave everybody alone, and they'll leave you alone. Is that clear?
How do you feel about dogs?
She looks at your dog and goes, "Holy crap!
How did I not
gotta
notice
put that thing
before?
What'd you say, Jared?
How did I not notice that before? He's been standing there the whole time, and now I have an old-timey accent.
It's the 1930s.
She goes back in time when she's scared. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, I assume he was like sniffing around at something, and you point at him, and she's like,
he just comes trotting up with the carcass of some large animal.
Yeah.
What?
Your dog just comes trotting up with the carcass of some large animal.
Yeah.
She says, "Is it contagious? Is it violence towards? I don't know. Is it trains?
No,
what am I dealing with here?
He's never attacked a train or a pirate.
That's true.
Well, how many trains and pirates does this dog regularly come into contact with?
More than you'd think."
She frowns at that.
I'm like, Jared, we've never met a train or a pirate.
Maybe you haven't.
And
I guess there are more trains in Europe. Are there more pirates in Europe?
There's so many pirates. You don't want to know what happened to the Spanish. They're all pirates. And that's canon now, because I said it.
No, absolutely not.
They're coming for your gold.
Not too many Spaniards.
So
Nice.
So, yeah, she basically is like, stay out of trouble, treat mine with respect, and we won't have any problem. And she says, she like reaches out her hands to probably you, Caleb, or actually probably you, Josh, and it's like, welcome aboard, Fortitude.
Thank you.
Nice name.
I shake the hand.
And I think she probably shakes each of your guys' hands as you like come aboard. And she's like, give Wilbur the bus. Make sure you get all your junk off of it first. Don't want to steal from you.
Yeah, I look back at Josh and I'm like, is there any like piece of that bus that you maybe want before we actually give it to them?
The engine.
Yeah, just take all of the important pieces out of the bus.
I mean,
here's a shell.
Assuming we get all our supplies out of it, I don't have any particular attachment to any pieces of the bus.
Yeah. All right, I'm just making sure.
I don't. Yeah, no, good point. I feel like that's the kind of thing Josh would have attached little fetishes and bits and stuff to it.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I can't for the life of me recall ever having actually said I did so.
I mean, you have like
so there would be nothing for me to retrieve. Like, I feel like there should be, but there aren't. So
I mean, obviously, there's like the bobblehead that we stuck on the dash that we definitely want, and the little pair of dice that's like hanging from the rearview mirror.
You don't want to leave the fuzzy dice.
Exactly. No, yeah.
It doesn't run without the fuzzy dice. I don't know why, but it won't start without the fuzzy dice hanging there.
We took him away once. The bus just kind of fizzled. So
I'll grab my little like reloading ammo press thing.
I mean,
Since that's been on screen once.
I would take my tools and work kits with me. Like,
Yeah.
you're not letting me. I'm not leaving my workshop full of stuff.
Right. I was
My
going to mention
2 benches worth of workshop little corner I've got in the back. Like, I'm not leaving that.
Yeah.
But you can definitely have the contents of the waste tank. I don't need that.
Yeah, this is the opportunity to just leave all of our trash with them, right? We just put it all on the bus and just
all your granola bar wrappers.
Yes.
Let's not do that. I don't think we want to spark that much ill will with our hosts for the next while.
Yeah, that's true. It'll be a little bit when we are still here, so makes sense.
Okay, so you guys come aboard. When you guys kind of get settled into your, I guess Captain Sadie is like brings you on board and like shows you to your quarters, and like brings along her husband, and she's like, oh, and by the way, this is my husband, the first mate.
Darn it!
And she winks, like get it, first mate. And
like you,
like,
and I pointed at her. I'm like, you did this entire pirate scheme for that joke, didn't you?
And she just gives you like a sly grin, and she says, husband's name is Bart, but he's not much of a conversationalist because he doesn't have a tongue anymore. And he just opens up his mouth and just like points, and there's no tongue.
All right.
And he also
I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
He also has an eye patch over his eye, one of his eyes.
an iPad over one of his eyes?
Eye patch. No, not an iPad. No, they're two very different things.
Yep.
Um.
Fun. Good stuff.
Okay, so you guys just kind of get settled in.
Off to a good start.
Chilling, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I gotta pull
I feel like we've made all the jokes that we can make.
Yeah.
We've derailed it far enough.
So you guys are kind of shown to like your 2 or 3 train cars.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay. So this session is kind of going to be a not a weird one, but like a staggered one. We're going to kind of go through like a few different days and just like some scenes from a few different days. So from there, unless anybody has anything specific they want to like do, or anybody specifically want to talk to, I have like a bunch of different things written down to kind of like throw at you guys.
Sure.
Unless there's something else you guys are like, I want to do this, or I want to talk to this person, or whatever it is, then just throw it out there. But if nobody has anything you want to do right away, then I have like the next scene to kind of throw us into.
I don't have anything.
I might have something. Let me look at my sheet here. I would like to roll a Trash Tells Tales on the train.
Okay.
I want to learn a little bit about the history of this particular vehicle.
Oh, awesome! Perfect.
What brought it to? Like, what can I glean from the cars that are here and the vehicle itself and the state it's in?
Okay. I think I haven't looked at the difficulty. I would say the difficulty is a 4.
I haven't actually rolled yet. I managed to wedge my character sheet in a place in the screen I can't reach it. So give me a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I can still press the lore button, so it'll work. Okay. So +2 bonus to lore when determining the history of a device or piece of technology. And what was the difficulty again?
4.
4. All right. That is a 3.
Ooh.
I mean, I might as well just spend a fate point on Distractible Wasteland Repairman.
Okay.
Being distractible, I will study and learn about whatever happens to be interesting nearby, including this train. So that makes it a 5.
So I'll give you some information about it, but I also think you'll get probably some sort of like aspects to this. I'm not sure exactly what it'd be. We could also just give you like a free invoke on all aboard. But this train, I think you can discern that this train was man, I did not create a backstory for this train. I should have, and I would have been on it then. No, I think it was like delivering like tanks and stuff like that for the military before the apocalypse. So it was like I don't know necessarily if
so was it kind of like a military, like it was not a civilian vehicle.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Different cars and stuff kind of indicate that to me, maybe.
Yes, and it's a sturdier build, more secure, I guess you could say. But it's definitely like very improvised in terms of maintenance.
Okay.
Where like I don't like you don't think there's any way that it could be not improvised maintenance just by the nature of the apocalypse and like how much goes into train maintenance all the time. But like the wheels are intact, but they look like they could break. The train cars themselves, like the interior themselves is not like nice. It doesn't feel cozy. It kind of feels like empty
ship.
cars. What's that?
Like a pirate ship.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the below deck of a pirate ship. That you get that kind of vibe from it for sure.
So they're going hard on the aesthetic. Good to know.
Yeah. No, they're not. They're not. But it just feels kind of
utilitarian and what's the term? There's a term on the tip of my tongue.
Practical,
pragmatic.
Yeah. It's just whatever. What like things just aren't quite fine tuned, I guess you could say. But the train itself, you can tell from this roll that it was out of commission for a few years. And it looks like it's probably only been running for about 2 or 3.
Okay, so this is a more recent operation then. Interesting.
Maybe even less than 2 or 3. You're not sure. 1 to 3 years in operation.
Jared has cat. Pet the cat for me, Jared. Thank you.
So, did you want to do anything with that information?
I don't know that I have anything specific that I need to do with it now. It's kind of a couple of fairly useful bits in here. Clearly, these people have been to some kind of military depot at some point.
Yes.
Or they managed to catch this thing on the tracks, which would be harder than it sounds. So, yeah. I mean, I think I just kind of maybe share a little bit of my observations with the group. Be like, this is actually an old military train. And looks like it sat out in a train yard for a while before this group picked it up. So this operation has not been around all that long. I don't know how useful that would be, but now everybody at least knows a little.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any like particular thoughts like, oh, we should do this now because of that information, but we know it.
Yeah. Some of thoughts like there's not really a whole lot I can do with any of that because I don't have a particular purpose or a particular goal other than learn more so that later it's useful. I don't know if you mentioned a free invoke on the
All aboard.
all aboard. Yeah, I'm content with that as the outcome.
Okay. Anybody else have any initial things they want to do or people they want to talk to
What
or anything of the
kind
sort?
of people are on the train? Like, what's the general feel? Are they all like well-off people? Like, oh, we're on a train.
So, right now, you guys are in like your own train cars, and it was basically like unless you go to like one of the communal train cars, you're supposed to like stay away from the other guests. It was kind of that kind of.
I go to the communal train car. I want to get a feel for the type of people are on the train.
Okay, yeah. So, does anybody else go with Jared?
Sure, I'll be there.
Why not?
Do you want to, Josh? You say as well?
Yeah. I mean, do we all like get dinner on the dining car or whatever it is?
Yeah, sure. How about it's like one of the meal times, and you go to like one of the dining cars. I assume David, then you're there as well,
Sure.
or do you want to brood and say I don't eat?
No, it's fine. I'll go.
Okay. All right. Fine. Okay. I think it's definitely the feel of. And there's probably like maybe 2 or 3 like dinner cars, maybe probably just 2, depending on how big these train cars are. Let's just say 2. And like the first one, you guys go in and you guys like sit down and grab your food. Some of the people actually, why don't you guys make a roll? Somebody make a roll about it. Probably notice roll. You could also argue
2.
No, probably not.
David and I had 3.
I can add 1 to either of you.
Do you want to do it, David, or do you want me to do it?
I also can add 1.
What is it we're looking for? Just to see who it's more appropriate to notice.
Analyzing the type of people on the train.
I mean, I feel like people are more Caleb's thing. If you
That's
want
fair. Yeah. But I'll add a +1 for everybody.
+3, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So
so just like the type of people, and then I guess if there are any sketchy
how much money they got.
Yeah, like just any information. Maybe we can just ask a few questions to you.
Yeah, difficulty 3.
Yeah.
It's not.
Sounds
Not
good.
hard. You guys are all eating in the same room. People talk.
All right, I got an
Holy
8.
California. Yeah, so you succeed with style. So you can tell me if you want to say anything extra to that, unless you want to say something now. I'll just start explaining.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and explain, and then I'm sure we'll have some questions, like clarifying questions.
So I think you guys like you 4 probably go to the same train car as maybe like Connor and Mickey, and I think like the rest of the crew like goes in to a different train car. And you notice like some you notice just some like gruff looking guys who don't look like they're there to cause trouble, but they don't look like respectable guys. They just look like they're maybe just kind of rude people, like rudish, standoffish, and they're just kind of like doing their own thing and complaining about the food and everything like that. And you definitely see like some refugee looking people. And you see like some orphans, some like kids. And Caleb, with that roll, you even see like some of the orphans like kind of go up to one of the doors of the train car at one point, and you catch Sadie kind of sneakily like giving them some extra food. And you also notice a couple people that probably look like they don't do too well in the apocalypse. And you assume that they're there because they like had come into some like valuable materials or valuable something to be able to get this train ticket. And there are a couple people as well that you feel like look like this place is their home. Like they've been on this train for a long time and they just stay here. The orphans included.
Yeah, what kind of makes sense about this whole situation is that like East and West and South had a lot of cities that got nuked, but like the part of America we're in right now, almost none of it got nuked. And so it makes sense that this is the place where like society is starting to like kind of reform itself. I guess my only other question would be, is there anyone like that jumps out to me as being like decidedly sketchy?
No, it doesn't. Especially with that extra roll, like nobody's gonna be a problem. There are people that might be annoying, but nobody's gonna be a problem or like cause trouble.
Okay.
And I think from what you observe, like people who are a part of Sadie's crew, very much so, like keep things in order. They don't let.
So very unlike pirates in that sense.
Yeah, they don't joke around with troublemakers. They make them walk the plank for sure.
Is there a plank on like the roof of the train?
No.
Was about to ask that. Do they have like a...
Absolutely not.
I watched that. Like right off.
They don't need a
caboose.
plank. They just have to take people up there and push them off. That's walking the plank itself.
That's
I'm
not
going to take them to the back of the train and throw them off the caboose.
Yeah, the caboose is the flank.
Anyone else have any like questions based on that stuff?
I mean, I have a couple things I'm curious about, but I don't think I have anything specific.
Yeah, just so we get our money's worth from that succeed with style, you know.
Yeah.
Wasn't there anything more specific than that you wanted to know, Jared? Or no?
I seeing if any of them had ample amounts of money and are like the like well-to-do like richy type of people.
I mean,
there are a couple.
So why did you want to know that? I'm just
for an extremely stupid reason.
Oh boy, here we go.
Because if you tell me the reason, then I might be able to help you with another clarifying question.
If I already described them, then yes. I don't know exactly what you mean by. Okay. Wait, say it again.
Is there a performance role?
No.
It would probably be a different skill. It depend on what you're performing, I guess.
Okay, I want to create an advantage.
Okay.
And I want me and Granola to perform for the rich people and try to get like a cash die type advantage.
I don't know what that role would be, but
okay. Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. I mean, it could be athletics if you're doing like a little jig.
That's okay. Give me 1 second here.
Rapport for the showmanship of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to send you a video of what we do. All right. So I reach into I come into the room, and like me and Granola like slide in dramatically, and I'm wearing the fancy lad hat. And,
right, his top hat that you stole. Yeah.
Yep. And
that's right. You have that still.
Yep.
But it's like kid size, so it's like super small.
I know it's great. Okay. Where is it? Okay. And I slowly pull like a decrepit old iPod out of my pocket, and it starts playing a song. And this is what we do. I need you all. I sent it in the group chat. This is what me and Granola do.
Yeah. Okay. So
this is the song that's playing. Dance till you're dead.
I think
the
difficulty is.
Dude, this is the most impressive thing they've ever seen.
No,
That's a choice, Jared. That's
the fact that you have like music with it makes it seem like it's more than that, but also you're not using the music.
Yeah, we're dancing to it.
No, I know, but like mechanically, you're not invoking the music. So I don't want to give you an easier score for that. I think it's a 5. That's what I was originally thinking.
Well, I'm invoking my dog.
Yeah, you can spend a fate point on that. But also, your dog isn't really the showman type.
Yeah. We've been going over this tonight. We've been doing this in our spare time. We've been trading.
Yeah, Did we have a milestone that you could move around some feats and stuff?
We did. We had a significant. Did everybody give a +1 to one of their skills?
You know what? I did not do that yet.
No.
Connor, what skill is this?
Jared, didn't you increase your physique?
No, I've always had 3 physique. I was
I thought-
thinking of increasing it to 4.
Oh, you didn't do it? Okay.
He increased his.
I increased my
the
provoke
first time.
the first time.
Yeah, no, I just remember you saying you were going to increase your physique, and I guess I
So,
thought you'd done it.
Remind me actually real quick, Connor. We can increase another skill to 4? We just can't increase any skill past 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Right.
What would
Yeah.
this be, Connor? Could this be is this a provoke roll?
No. Definitely not a
Provoking.
provoke roll, but make an argument for one. Because it could be athletics, it could be rapport. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I feel like the outcome he's looking for is a rapport thing. He's trying to affect people with this. He's not trying to like get over the wall or something.
Right.
So it strikes me as a rapport role, even though it's physically. Maybe he can
Yeah, that
make like a
makes
creative
sense.
advantage
Yeah.
with his athletics
And I'm
to try
trying
and
to
dance
get
well
my dog
or
to do the
something.
stupid dance. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I will roll rapport. All right. Do we get a refresh too?
Yeah, I think somebody gave you your point back.
No, we don't get a refresh from that last milestone. We haven't.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We haven't hit the
Okay.
major milestone yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Caleb, do you want to help me with this rapport roll? You want to be my hype man?
No.
Caleb, no.
I'm
doing it
sorry.
for the
If
group.
you said this to me, I'd be like, no, this is going to go horribly wrong somehow.
Okay. Screw it. All right, let's do it. What difficulty 4? You said?
5.
Throw me a bone. Okay.
No. Throw yourself a bone.
Okay. Oh, that's
my
unsavable.
goodness.
But this is great.
Dang, a
That's a
minus one.
This is great.
I think the crew shuts you down. They're like, get out of here with that. Like, you're gonna cause
Yeah.
a ruckus. You're gonna break something or like spill someone's food. Like, get out of here with that.
Darn.
Do you comply?
Yeah, me and Granola just both look really sad when we walk out.
Okay. So I think this voices all around.
And then I wake up
I don't remember
from
what
a
this was.
nightmare and I'm like, oh, it was all a bad dream. Jared didn't actually do that.
You only wish.
I'm gonna add the aspect rabble rouser. Create an aspect not in favor of you.
I see that Bernie wheel trait.
So I
Yeah,
don't
sure.
want to say anything, but also I have to say something because it's going to bug me if I don't. Do I get no bad effects from the roll that I had and failed?
Which roll?
Was it
Oh,
deceived?
right. Yeah, I was gonna say
the train.
I was going to say something. We just kept going. So I think I'm not going to make a mechanical effect, but Wilbur definitely gives you the look of like, that like what you're saying is not true at all. And he like doesn't trust you as like a mechanic. That's the effect there, but it's not going to be like an aspect mechanical thing. It's just like narratively, Wilbur does not trust you to touch his train.
Okay. I place my hand on the boiler.
Yeah.
No.
I'm glad we got that. I'm glad we returned to that because I actually forgot about that, and that's
I did too. Well, we just kept like moving with it. I didn't want to like stop him.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I appreciate you not punishing me for that.
Yeah, well,
It's the first time I've ever rolled that skill, and I roll a 1.
Yeah, yep.
The skill check was a 5.
I don't like kicking people while they're down.
Hey.
Jared, you were not down. You were getting down.
Well, I thought you were about to say, Jared, you're not people.
Oh no.
Well.
So Caleb, with your succeeding with style, you notice that like everybody else went into the next train car, and Lynn comes into your guys' train car, but she looks like she changed her clothes since she went in there.
Can I make an empathy check on her?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How many of her aspects do we actually know already?
You know,
I think you know at least 2 of them, right?
Here today, gone tomorrow. Anything you can do, I can do better. I think that's all you know.
And then you sexist pig, or that's a stunt, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a stunt, yeah.
I was just listening back through those episodes.
I can
yeah.
see them all right now, Connor.
I want to roll an empathy
I
check.
can't see them anymore.
I want to roll an empathy check to just see if I can get a read on her and what this was about. Whether or not this is like an emotional thing that's going on with her, why she just changed. And like, I don't know. I haven't actually asked any questions about what the clothes look like, but I'll make the empathy check first and you can just tell me whatever you want me to, you want me to know.
Difficulty 4.
Cool. I don't think I care enough to spend a fate point on this, so I will fail.
Okay. Yeah, you're just confused.
Yeah.
There's a story here, but I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
We keep failing empathy rolls on her, and eventually it's gonna boil over.
She's actually been totally evil this entire time.
Or just totally upset with our company and never said anything.
Or that. I mean, we kind of already knew that.
Okay, so does anybody else want to kind of do something here, or if we just kind of want to move to the next scene?
I don't have anything else.
Where's Liz? What is she up to since we've gotten on here?
What's that?
What is Liz up to since we got on the train? Or like,
She's been sticking close to Helen.
Okay.
Yeah, you started to, I don't know if I told you that last session too, but you started to notice that more and more, is that Liz is straight away from hanging out with you and been sticking closer and closer to Helen ever since you guys had that, had the big murder spree and then talking at the church.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so if nobody wants to do something, we're going to move on to the next day here. And I'm just going to move us every day here, and so basically shows up at the next city. And while you guys are there, they take a stop and are like, Sadie does her little spiel with some of the people that are waiting to get on the train, and does her trading, and then Wilbur goes out and is doing his maintenance, trying to figure out, make sure everything's up to date. Figuring all that out, and he has some goons with him, that kind of help him out, but he's kind of the master, and those are kind of his apprentices, so if you will.
You need many goons to keep a train running.
What's that?
You would need many goons to keep a train running. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
One does not simply change an axle on one's own. I just. Facebook has those videos, as you scroll. And I just watched people change a train axle.
Wow. Cool.
It's like a process with like 5 people on a big crane, and
yes, you have to lift up the crane. Yeah, I was looking into this, and I was like, oh my goodness.
I imagine that changing an axle on a train is not a question of how many people you have, but rather how big your crane is.
Oh,
if you can get under it.
Yeah, I feel like you have to take. It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Yeah, it would be very difficult. So, like the amount of work that these people put into keeping up with this train is actually a bit, and they still don't do enough to make it like fine tuned. It's just enough. You know what I mean? So anyway, I think next day here, Jared, Lynn walks up to you, and she basically is like, hey, can I take that one-on-one now? And she seems kind of like awkward about it, like kind of blushing, but not in like a weird kind of like, not in like a sexual blushing kind of way, but just like it's kind of embarrassing for her to be asking this of you.
Is it too late to put my fight to 5?
Yes, you can't even do it. That
wasn't an option, unfortunately.
All right.
Well, Jared, actually, why don't you roll an empathy if you would like to figure out why she's blushing?
Oh, gosh. You want me to? Yeah, okay. What is it? What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 3.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to fail.
Would she roll?
Actually, hold up. Yeah, I'm going to have her roll, I guess, deceive.
Either deception, maybe will, if that's a thing.
I feel like
I think
it honestly doesn't
deceive
matter
makes
either way.
sense.
Her skills are the same.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Oh, Jared, you succeed.
Are we actually getting insight into something from Lynn
Yeah.
for once in our entire career of playing
0
this
versus
game?
a -1.
So, Jared, it's two things. She's a woman, so she's complicated. It's two different things here. She not only like feels embarrassed, or not embarrassed. She feels kind of hurt that she had to ask you for it to fulfill on your promise. But also, there is a little bit of she wants to spend time with you.
Yeah.
She seems lonely.
Quick question: did my severe consequence go away after the last milestone?
No.
I think that'll
Question
go
mark,
away. I think that'll go away at the same time that we get the whole new refresh. and
Did
Okay.
he roll? Someone rolled a recover for it?
Yeah, that happened
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Very long time ago.
End of scenario means end of like next major milestone. Yeah.
Yeah, so not
Okay.
yet.
Yep.
So it's still there now.
Yep.
I might have you get rid of that after this session.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess I thought you wanted to wait until I was at, my best. I got a bullet hole in me, but.
Well, she kind of points to her neck and it's like, same.
Oh yeah, good point.
Ironically, both team fire from the same person.
Yep.
And I'm like,
That is actually true. Oh no.
we both make that. I say we both make that realization at the same time. Like,
David shot you too.
huh? We both got shot by the same
Technically,
person.
she was unconscious. She doesn't know that I shot her.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
I don't think anyone told her.
Oh,
Well, if
I'm sure
anybody
she heard.
knows, really.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
is that what happened to her?
Yeah.
I missed all of that.
So what actually happened was I tried to shoot the guy holding her, and Connor used 4 fate points to make it so I hit her instead,
Yeah.
and made up a stunt on
Yeah,
the spot
on
so
the
that I would
spot.
hit her instead, which is
Yeah,
fine.
I always forget about. I've been remembering to make stunts for enemies now, but I always forget that if you have somebody at gunpoint, it means nothing. like mechanically speaking,
Well, I
it
mean,
doesn't really do
theoretically,
a
you would roll to create an advantage, and then you would use that.
lot. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't do that, so he didn't actually have like a thing to use.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, so Jared, what do you?
I'm like, yeah, you're definitely going to murder me, but yeah, I'm up for it.
She smiles and is like, "Don't have those shields to hide behind this time."
Nope, that's my entire shtick. I'm gonna die, but I do have this hat.
She's like, "You kept Charlie's hat?"
As a memento. He was our first boss battle.
And she's just like, "You're strange."
No, that was Pablo.
She just like shakes her head at you, and then she like grabs you by the sleeve of your arm, kind of a thing, and like pulls you outside.
You get
This
a
was in
fight on a
private.
flatbed train car?
What's
On
that?
the roof.
Are we gonna do this on the roof and be cinematic, or
No, you guys are at the
Flatbed
city. So you
train
guys are
car is
parked.
the
Oh,
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah, you guys are pulled over right now. So she just goes out into the grass, kind of a thing, and it's like,
Mhm.
"Let's go."
She did this in private, right?
What do you mean?
None of us are aware that this is happening.
Well, how about? I mean, David, if you want to say you
If
notice,
you want to watch me get my butt kicked.
Here, I'll make a roll. We can, because I don't want to.
and you could just be like
"Oh, yeah,
watching from inside the train car, just like chilling.
Sure, yeah. Well, when I see them square up, I mean, I might be mildly concerned. So I got a 6. So yeah, I'll say that.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll see it through the train car like window and then wander out because I'm mildly concerned.
I think when you do, Lynn kind of is like, "Hey, we're fine. We're duking it out. You go back inside."
give him some
Can't perform in front of a
privacy.
crowd.
She blushes and it's like, "Get inside." And
Yeah.
she feels like she doesn't usually seem this emotional.
Mhm.
To you
Yeah.
guys. She kind of seems weird.
I guess I'd look at Jared.
I shrug. I'm like, oh.
All right, then I shrug too. Yeah, I'll go back in the train. Just through the window where I saw through the window last time.
Yeah, you just watched from there. Yeah. Okay. So Jared, we're just gonna settle this in one roll. We're not gonna do like damage or anything like that. We're just gonna roll, and you guys can just you can then just describe. We'll just kind of in panel describe kind of how the fight goes and make it obviously awesome, but we'll just do one roll to kind of decide how it ends up.
So there's only one character in this fight, so Connor only has one fate point. So do you. But.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to matter. He has +5.
Oh, pretty sure it's 6.
Yeah, she has a +6.
Oh, dang.
She's on your side. Don't complain.
Also, Jared, you do have a free invocation of all aboard if you can come up with some way to use that.
That 4?
What?
What was that one for?
What was what one for?
The free invocation of all aboard.
Oh, Josh did like inspection of the train kind of a thing.
Yeah. So that one's aspect that invokes related to the train and the people on it, and that kind of deal.
I can make something more. I can BS something.
You can throw her into the train.
Yeah, that's better than
Don't take my invoke. You're gonna try to take my invoke to win a one-on-one duel with a member of our own crew?
Yeah. Has she repented?
Oh boy.
I mean, she kind of did, right? Because like that was the whole beginning thing was like, you have to come with us and like, we'll have conversations. She's on the process. She did.
Her response was a shrug, basically.
She started on that path, supposedly.
I don't know. I
also
can't use a single one of my stunts.
Does that actually help you any if you're not trying to like kill her? I'm not sure that would matter. I mean, even if she didn't repent, I mean, it's not like you're actually trying to cave her head in. I'm not really sure if that counts.
Yeah, Jared, you can't use your.
This isn't really a repent or die kind of thing.
I'm waiting for you to roll.
She can't use her stunt either, so.
Yeah.
You want me to roll first?
Yeah, I need to know. Oh. All right.
Hey.
I mean,
it's doable. You could spend a point.
If I spend my point, he's just going to spend his
6 versus 4.
If you spend your fate point, I'll let it be a tie.
All right. Can I narrate how the tie goes?
Absolutely.
All right. So I will spend that fate point. There you go. Oh, you just deleted it. And
what are you spending it on?
The zealous sword. What? My thing still says zealous swordsman.
Yeah, that's your high concept.
Yeah. It's
on your character sheet. Why does it say swordsman?
I don't know.
You didn't change it to shieldsman.
You didn't change it on there. Yeah. Must have, because you changed it on the little notepad, but.
Right.
You could say, I will bear the weight of what needs to be done and mean it literally. She's a big girl.
Technically speaking, she's small in stature. Oh, I get what you meant now.
Well, no, I thought she was huge. Never mind.
No, she's small in stature.
I mean, she's muscular. She's like toned.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's not like.
I've been imagining her as like 6 feet.
It's not Butcher. Yeah,
she's a very lean muscle.
It's not Butcher.
No, yeah, very lean muscle.
I've been basically picturing Zarya this whole time from Overwatch, so I guess I'll have to adjust my.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely not.
Didn't you say it was the chick from
what's it called?
Metro?
Yeah, Metro. That was what I had the picture of my head as, is like that girl from Metro Exodus.
Is there only one girl in Metro Exodus? How many?
Literally, there's only one. The standard group of guys, and then only one female.
Hard to tell if a game is primarily marketed to men.
Yeah. So, Jared, you're spending your fate point on.
I mean, I'll do my armor, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That makes more.
I don't know if you can use your armor because it was like a no shields this time. I think if you were wearing your armor, she probably was like, take off the armor too.
I guess I'm fighting naked. That's the only kind of
Well, not
the only clothes I have.
no,
That's
that would
not
be so
true.
uncomfortable.
Okay, I'll do zealous shields then.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, the fight basically goes. Considering I just upgraded my physique and I'm a tough boy, I have 4 physique now. She just beats the crap out of me. I'm not able to hit her really because she's so good at fighting, and I'm just like, ah! And I just take all of her punches. I'm like, okay, that's not great. And she eventually just gets tired.
You block enough punches with your face that she gets tired.
Like, I'm still in this.
Okay, that's awesome. So obviously she doesn't like beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you're in pain though, but you don't really land a lot of punches on her.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So David, you're kind of watching this, right? Something strange happens while you're watching this. You're watching this fight, and then you hear the door open, and you turn and look, and you see Lynn walk in.
Okay, I look out the window. She's still there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So that wasn't Lynn with the new clothes. It was a different Lynn. Oh, okay.
So is this Lynn wearing clothes I recognize and the other one's not?
Yes. No, the Lynn who just walked in is not wearing clothes you recognize. The Lynn that's fighting Jared.
Okay. I mean, I do a double take and then I stand up and put my hand on my gun and be like, I just wait.
Yeah, she puts her hand on her gun and she's like, "What are you doing?"
I mean, I look out the window and then look back at her, like I'm expecting her to look out the window when I do.
She looks out the window and her jaw just drops, and she's just like, "I have to go." And she just like goes past you in the train car to like her train car, and she like grabs it out of duffel bag and she comes back through and
wait, which one's the real Lynn? I'm confused now.
I put so the one outside is the real Lynn.
It's definitely the one outside.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder and try and stop her.
Okay.
Be like, hold on, not after that. You got some explaining to do.
Yeah, go ahead and roll opposed fight, I suppose.
Can I use athletics instead?
No, because you're trying to stop her, right?
Can I use physique instead?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is my physique higher than my fight? Oh, because I never wrote
because you made a stunt that lets you use gun.
Yeah, no, I'm remembering now.
So I'll go ahead and roll. Roll
I got a 3. Plus 5.
Yeah,
wait, so you forgot to tell me that she was the size of the tank from
Becky.
Left 4 Dead.
Who's Becky?
So, you try to put a hand on her, and she like puts your hand in a wrist lock and like makes you bow, and then like pushes you over.
Physique, right? She probably just like pulls her arm
she
away.
won't fight.
Oh, she. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I can't read really. Well, I mean, okay. I'm going to immediately go outside then.
Yeah. Okay. So you kind of obviously like make a ruckus about it, or Jared and Lynn notice, or
it's very clear that she's not gonna slow down. So yeah, I'm just gonna hustle through. I'm gonna be quick about it, but I'm not gonna say anything out loud or anything like that.
Okay, so let's think about this for just a second, guys. This is sci-fi, but it's not sci-fi.
No, I'm aware.
So this isn't a shapeshifter. So my guess, I'm just gonna call it right now. This is her twin.
Yeah, I mean that was what I was going to go ask.
We were the two of us kind of lousy.
It's not an alien, guys. I don't think it's an alien. It's definitely her real twin.
I really was going back and forth on that for a second because you've thrown so many weird things in this game so far.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping you guys would be. What happened? I was hoping you guys would be confused by it. That's what I was. I love watching you guys' reactions to things. Jared was just like, huh?
Now you know the joy of being a GM.
Yep. So you just draw their attention, kind of a thing, David?
Yeah. Actually, wait. Can I fit out the window? How big is the window that I was looking out?
Size of a normal train window.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been on like 2 trains.
I've been on 0, but
both of them had huge windows, but I don't know if you could open them or not because I never tried.
They're big enough for you to fit your head through, and they can open and close.
Okay, but not my body through, just my head.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll run out the normal way.
Oh, okay. You're gonna jump out the window. Why?
Yeah, well, it's faster. I can
so
see them from the window.
Okay, yeah.
Well, no, I'm trying to get to them before she leaves.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay. Got a 5.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So you draw their attention, and you're like, what do you say? You just go, point.
I just run up to Lynn, and I'm like, dude, you have a twin sister, and I point over there.
Yeah, her jaw just goes.
She doesn't seem very happy to see you, which is why I ran here.
And she gets super red-faced and angry, and she's like, where? And she grabs your shoulders, just like, where?
Okay, well, now I'm gonna need an explanation. Time out.
She left me. Where is she?
Oh, I mean, I saw her on the train car where I was sitting a minute ago, and I point over at the train car, but she kind of took off when she saw you.
I think she like looks and sees her and just like sprints after her. And I don't know if you guys sprint after her as well.
I mean, it probably takes a second, but I'll be like, okay, here we go.
Yep.
So things are happening.
You're like trailing behind her. I don't know if you're following too, Jared.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to like slowly get dressed as we're running.
Yeah, in your combat
hopping
armor.
on one leg.
What?
In your combat armor, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because you were fully clothed during that fight, just to make sure you're not trying to make it canon that you.
I was in my boxers fighting.
Absolutely not. Okay, so
those are the only clothes I own.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys like sprint after, and I kid you not, Lynn. I don't know why I'd be kidding you because I'm the GM. She tackles her twin sister to the ground, and they like start wrestling, and I'm just gonna make like an opposed fight for both of them to see who kind of like comes out on top.
I looked at David, I'm like, who's who?
I mean, they're wearing different clothing.
Yeah,
that was the joke.
Yep, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. There you go.
California.
With style.
That's our
Why
girl.
didn't you roll that when I was trying to stop her?
For the audience, Lynn won by 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Lynn got a 6, Becky got a 3. And I think Lynn probably like does the whole like legs over her neck arm lock kind of a thing. And until she like taps out. And while before she taps out, she's like, you left. Where did you go? It's like, after all this time, I can't believe I find you here, of all places, just stowing away on a train. And it's just like screaming stuff at her. And she's just so mad. And Becky is like trying to like tap out. And it's just like, please, I can explain. And she like finally lets her go. And she's like gasping for air afterwards because like her leg was like crushing her throat too. And she just like really, really went hard on her. And they like take a moment to like breathe and like just like recover. And Lynn just kind of sits down. And she doesn't look at you two at all. It's basically to her like you guys aren't even there. It's just her two, just those two. And Lynn starts crying. And Becky looks at Lynn, and she also just starts crying. And then I think they just like give each other like a little bit of a hug. And
yeah, I tapped Jared on the shoulder. I'm like, maybe we should go get something to drink.
Yeah, yeah, we're kind of just standing there awkwardly. We both like slowly shuffle away.
Yeah.
We just Homer Simpson into the bushes.
Into the train.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So you kind of leave them alone. I think we'll kind of cut that scene there, and we'll kind of come back to that.
Yeah.
That idea later.
Real quick before we leave Jared and my like conversation, I'm looking at Jared like, so what was that about?
I don't know, but you saw I totally won that fight, right?
Yeah, sure. Right, there we go.
They're either twins or we have shapeshifters now. So
No, I mean, I get that. I just was wondering why you were throwing hands for no reason in your boxers. I was just curious.
He wasn't in his boxers.
David said it in character.
It's not canon.
Yeah. You know, they say 2 or more witnesses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two PCs say it out loud. The GM has to comply.
Yeah.
Spend a fate point to declare that.
There's like a law.
Spend a fate point to make the narrative declaration.
For my sake, in the
you can do
future,
that.
that is not a rule.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
Oh yeah, score to settle from our first kerfuffle,
Ah, right. Okay.
and I totally won.
Gotcha. So it was an endurance thing, not a winning thing. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think we cut to like the next day. We
We're
cut
not
to
going
the
to go
next
tell
day.
everybody that she has a twin.
Well,
That
you
might be a thing.
can, but we'll just kind of do that off screen.
Oh, we'll
But
just
that's
see what
kind of how I'm
happens.
taking this episode.
Yeah.
We're just going to kind of take it bit by bit.
That's fine.
So I think you guys make a stop at like the next city, and Josh, I have a question for you. What have you been working on? Have you been working on a special project or anything like that? I want to give it the opportunity to kind of make a roll here, if you want to try to put all this time in like basically the whole season here of like. Have you been working on anything in particular? Do you want to make like a particular roll with anything?
That would have been a great question to ask me sometime earlier in the week, so I could have given it more than 10 seconds of thought.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I'll ask you that question, but then we can go to a different.
Yeah,
scene.
let me think about that a bit.
Yeah,
and I'll get back to you in a couple of minutes when I have an idea, because I don't have an idea yet.
Okay, yeah. Caleb, is there anybody that you want to talk with?
Good question.
I had a couple of ideas for later time, but
yeah, anything right now?
I can kind of list off the characters. We got Liz, we got Dr. Clarence, Dr. Helen, Lynn, Charlie doesn't exist anymore. He's very, very far gone. And then there's Mr. Lang, Ryan, Alyssa, Emily, Connor, and Mickey.
I can't think of anyone.
There's also the first mate, Bart, Captain Sadie, Wilbur.
Like, honestly, I can't think of like a reason I would have anything more than like normal conversations with those people. Like, I don't have anything in particular I need to work out with any of them. Honestly, if I talk to anyone, it would be one of the other PCs.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I'd have a conversation with David.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out how to frame it. Can there be, let's say this, Connor, can there be, because we haven't gotten around to doing anything on this point, can there be a guy on the train who has a guitar?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so I think, what is it, like David and I are just in the dining car or whatever, and I don't know how this would come up, but if you have an idea.
If I have an idea about what?
Well, you are, Connor, just like about like the way this scene starts, like why we're in the car. If it's just like, are we just like sitting there? I don't know. What do they have to drink on this train?
That's a good question.
I mean, just water.
Grog?
Not even pirate alcohol, rum.
I almost wonder if alcohol would be like, there's got to be a lot of undrinkable water around nowadays.
Wait, this is Utah.
Also true.
I don't have alcohol or soda or coffee.
Also true. Yeah, never mind. So I guess it's just water. We're just drinking water bottles.
I don't know. Are the pirates Mormons? Are they not? Do they follow
Mormon
those
pirates on
restrictions?
trains? Wow, that's a
mouthful.
Yeah. It sounds like a bad adventure novel. Either way, we're just like I imagine it's just like we've finished eating and we're just sitting there still, sort of a thing. And whoever it is, I don't know who you want to describe.
I think you just hear like in the next train car over, or like in between the train cars. He's like outside of one of the train cars, like sitting on the edge, like dangling his feet over, and he's playing a guitar.
Oh, you know who I want to also say is in this scene is Matthew.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So Matthew's also sitting there with us.
Yeah.
And let's say this guy's playing the guitar, right? And I look over and like kind of wistfully, and I just like mentioned briefly to David, like, wow, it has been a long time since I've played that.
Yeah. Been a long time since I've heard it.
I wonder if I even could still do it.
It's like riding a bike, right? I'm sure you'd be fine.
I think, but I don't have calluses in the right spots anymore. I have calluses everywhere else, but
Well, calluses only show up one way.
yeah. Hey, and then sorry, who did you say? You just definitely described this person. My mind just completely blanked over it. Really?
There's just a guy.
Just a guy. Okay.
Yeah. You haven't noticed him before.
Okay. So I just say, hey,
actually, you know what? I think it's going to be first mate Bert.
Okay, perfect.
Bart. Sorry, not
Yeah.
Bert. Still
We got two Simpson references so far in this episode.
Yeah.
What's that?
So we have two Simpson references so far in this episode.
So I just say, hey, Bart, do you mind? And I like hold out a hand for the guitar.
He just hands it over. Doesn't say anything because he can't.
Yeah. And I think
How insensitive of you.
Didn't expect it to be that easy.
I think he's trying to do some intense role playing here, some live action.
yeah, so I grab the guitar, right? And you just hear me go. Wait. Oh man, I can't even remember how to play this anymore.
Well, this is in character.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it
you're doing
fits.
it incorrectly first.
Wow, I literally don't know how to play this anymore. I can't remember.
So if you can't do it, Caleb, then you can't do it in character.
Oh, I got it.
This is the role.
Yeah, so
The role
I
is
literally,
actual
you
skill.
hear me fiddle around with it for a while. I was like, I don't remember. And I'm like, wait a second. Yeah.
So then, of course,
Yeah,
we
and I
get
just
that
started playing
lost
that,
moment, right? Where we get like a scene where you're playing that song.
Yep.
And we kind of go to like all the different characters.
Yep.
And kind of see what they're doing. Josh is working on something in like his own little makeshift workshop that he kind of transported from the bus to.
We get that ambiguous shot of his face and like his welding in light, but we can't tell what he's
Right.
doing.
Yeah. You have no idea what he's working on. And then I think we see like Lynn and Becky like sitting on the edge of one of the train cars as well, and like
So make
talking.
the best of this test and don't ask why.
Right. Yep. And I think we see Ryan and Alyssa like arguing about something, and then like Ryan puts like a hand on her leg and said something, and then they just like give a quick hug. And I think we pan over to Emily, and she's like writing a letter, and just kind of like looking wistfully out the window, and like smiles. We get a few of those kind of shots. I don't know what, Jared, if you have anything that you'd be doing.
Probably nursing a fractured nose.
No, we get a picture. We get a shot of your dog looking at the bruises on her face.
Yeah, and you just being like sweet with your dog and like hanging out. And we get obviously a shot of Connor and Mickey as well, just like holding hands and like looking at the sights and pointing around. So we get this really sweet scene in the apocalypse here, and then we kind of come back to you two. And I assume, Caleb, you're like, David, do you want to play?
Well, so I think it probably just, it fades out and we get that montage, and then he's like, it's something unpredictable. In the end, it's right. I hope you have the time. And I kind of like look around as I'm like finishing the song, realizing how much people are probably looking at me.
Yeah.
Of your life. Yeah, something like that, you know. Give it back to Bart. Well, I think I go to give it back to Bart, and then I look back at David. I'm like, did you ever play?
I tried once, didn't do much.
And I like kind of look out the window and see like the sun's still high in the sky, sort of thing. It's like a long day still ahead of us, sort of thing. And I just say, Bart, do you mind?
He doesn't say anything. He also doesn't give any indication either way, though.
Yeah. I look back at you, David. I'm like, we have some time. Want me to teach you?
Suppose it can't hurt. Oh, sorry. It's suppose it can't hurt.
And I think I like look at Matthew, and like I think this entire time in the back of my head, I've just been like trying to get Matthew to respond to anything that's going on here, right? Can I make a roll maybe to be successful in like drawing him out through this scene?
Oh, yeah, sure. Empathy.
Yeah. Well, empathy is like to notice things. I feel like it'd be like rapport maybe.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I know Jared's performance was a rapport, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Difficulty 6. Or what exactly is your goal? To draw him out in what way?
Just to get him to respond to something that's I'm doing or that we're doing, so that I have a hook, so that I can like try to engage him in a conversation.
Something that might be buried in his subconscious.
Right, like if he started singing along with the song, I'd be like, "Oh, do you know that song?" Like Green Day, and then just like start going on, like just so I have something to latch onto.
Yeah, I think so.
3 is good enough.
Oh,
that's how I roll.
No, I think it's a 4.
4. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of have fate points. I think I will spend a fate point on my new aspect. I kind of retooled my aspects because I haven't touched them at all. And I asked Connor if I could just like retool them all, because I've been thinking about like retooling them the whole time,
Like
but then haven't actually
rephrase them.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there are a couple of
You
them
didn't change any of them. You just kind of...
They're all slightly different now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna probably spend it on if nobody starts, others cannot follow. Right. I'm trying to instigate something here because this is important, and like if I don't do it, then he'll just sit there forever, still in his own thoughts.
No, that makes sense. I like that. Yeah. So I think
so maybe because
unless you want to decide,
I was gonna say maybe because we had that whole scene and he didn't interrupt it before. Maybe whatever song I start trying to teach David, that's what gets him.
Sure.
I don't know what song. Like I probably would have asked you, David. Like, what's the song you know?
The guitar? None of them.
No, I shake my head. I'm like, no, like to sing or like, you know, that you've listened to.
I mean, I haven't had a MP3 player in a while. I'd probably be rusty no matter what. Let's just do the one you just did. Give that a try.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess we just go through Green Day again.
Yeah, so I think he just starts to like slur sing along. Like he's not getting all the words quite right. Actually, you know what? No, I think he sounds pretty clear. That's like a part of his brain that's just like muscle memory in a sense.
But his eyes are like still distant, maybe.
Along. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I like stop and then look at him and I'm like, Matthew, did you listen to Green Day?
He nods.
What was your favorite?
Slow nod, but yeah.
What was your favorite song? Gotta be honest, I only listened to a few of them.
He like waits for a moment and then he starts singing "Wake Me Up When September Ends."
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's the other one I know. What month is it?
We just started entering winter, so it's probably like November.
Yeah, so I probably just say, Oh, okay. So yes. So I use that moment, and he said, "Wake me up when September ends," and then I say, "Matt, September's been over for a while now." And I like put a hand in his arm, and I'm like, "You wake up for me, buddy?"
His eyes like focus up, and he starts kind of breathing heavy, and
I look at you, David.
I
Like, get
think-
ready, like for
Yeah, I put
another whatever happened last time.
So Caleb, I want you to go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
To see if you can kind of draw out another aspect.
Okay,
here.
so I'll make an empathy check for this then, so that I'm reading him using my stunt to like try to unlock one of those aspects again.
Yeah, I think difficulty is 5 since you had that linked test there.
I have a 1 in empathy, so I can help you with that.
Cool. Got a 4. I will go ahead and spend a. I'll spend a fate point on the weight of the world is on our shoulders, which is now what I changed my aspect to, because it's David and I both taking on this.
Okay. So
you have to reveal whatever his most important aspect is beyond the one I already revealed.
So I'm going to kind of give you an option here of 2 different things, and I believe you're going to take the second one, because you can always take figure out another aspect of Matthew. But I think something that might be more interesting that I don't think I've revealed quite yet is I'm going to allow you to expose an aspect from one of the characters in his the role playing.
Yeah, in the role play.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So remind me who we were playing last. Like, oh, it was just the other
Mark
prophets,
and John,
right? Yeah.
And you talked about Luke.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, whoever you want to give me an aspect of from those is fine. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and enter into this scene here. I think he says that's too much, John. That's too much.
What's too much?
We can't kill all those people.
Sometimes you have to do what's necessary, Matt. I like look at David when I say that.
Yeah, real quick from my out of character sake, can I have a quick rerun of what happened last time? Like which characters we were playing? Because I remember that Caleb was trying to play a part, and then I basically stepped in to play that the diverging path, so that he could go back to playing the other character. But I don't remember specifically what happened there.
You played Mark, and Caleb played John.
Right. Yeah, that's the part I remember. I remember
what did we actually like get revealed there?
Oh, that John was like a power hungry, like kind of person. He's very cocky, and I don't think you really figured out much about Mark other than he just kind of followed some orders.
Okay, yeah, because we knew that Caleb was going a direction, and then he's like, no, that wasn't you, that was Mark. And I'm trying to remember what direction, like what kinds of things he was saying that led us there, so I know what to say. I don't remember
exactly either. Just give you like a taste of the characters is that it's kind of John. Mark is like a soldier. It's kind of his demeanor.
All right, thanks. That's good enough. So sorry, what just happened? He said
Caleb said sometimes sacrifices are necessary, and looked at you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just shrug, and I'm like, I mean, you have to do what you have to do. Not always pretty.
And I think Matt just kind of shakes his head and is like, you don't understand. You don't understand.
Why don't you enlighten us, huh?
You're killing so many people with this plan. We have to stay. We have to stay the original plan. Can't keep spreading our. We can't keep.
The original plan was too
Can't-
naive, Matt. Too foolish.
We can't affect the whole world with this. We have to have some place to go.
You think taking out America is not going to affect the whole world?
We have to be able to survive.
We can.
Oh,
Where do we go
propose- Oops,
to
sorry.
survive?
I don't know. Where do you want us to go? Pick a spot on the map. We won't nuke it.
He like points in a big circle, like on this imaginary map. He's like, only nothing here, only here, and he draws like a very small circle.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a wild guess and I'll say, but can I actually make a notice roll to see if I can like glean anything from the way that he did that?
Yeah, no. What he was saying there is it was just going back to the same thing. Like we only nuke America.
Okay.
We don't nuke
All
anything else.
Right.
That's
Okay,
it
that's
was
fine.
that's not meant to be hidden.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, well, look, if we just destroy our own infrastructure, then the rest of the world will just ruin us. If we put everyone down to the same level, maybe we'll have a chance to survive. No one lives, we just cripple ourselves.
And I think he kind of frowns at that, and he's like, "Oh, so you consider yourself American after all this time?"
I just understand what it means to have the biggest military and to have power projection in every part of the world. And what it understands to lose that overnight, and what it'll be like if people who have been dreaming of that spot see that it's up for the taking. And the only thing in the way is our corpses, huh?
So just to kind of not give you a false notion, there is he meant like you are American, and you can kind of pick that up just like as you continue, but he meant like you still consider yourself like a patriot after all this time.
Oh yeah. I mean,
That's kind of what he was
I
going
thought
for.
maybe I was foreign, and I'm fine with having that misunderstanding. I think I would have said the same thing anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
Because he's not
agree with
being
it.
very
Yeah.
clear, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with misunderstanding.
I was gonna say something else, so that's why.
Sorry.
But I just no, you're fine. I just
That's
didn't
the way
wanna
the conversation would
confuse
have
you
went then.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm just like, basically, I understand that we're in a position, and if we lose that position, they're going to walk over our dead bodies to take it. But if they're too busy picking up their own pieces, maybe we'll have a chance to survive after all.
And he just kind of like shakes his head and is like, too much death, too much sacrifice.
What's another decimal? You're killing enough people in America. It's a number at that point, just a bigger number now.
And I think he like kind of freaks out at that and he's like, they deserve it. You know, you were there. You killed people alongside our army. You are in the army. You are the best killing machine we ever had.
Yeah. Do you think the people I killed were trying to do anything different to us? Do you think people in other countries don't do exactly what we do every day? It's better hiding it. They have a dimmer spotlight on them.
And I think he just says, remember who you're talking to, Mark. I'm the vice president.
A vice president who won't take risks, who won't make sacrifices. What kind of good is that vice president? You're just a figurehead.
I think he just kind of cowers at that. And then I think he just flatlines and just goes back to being glazed over and like that's the end kind of a thing. He just doesn't respond to anything else after that.
Yeah, so I like look at him for a second and then I kind of shrug and I'm like, creative risk. I don't know what we're even doing with this.
Honestly, me either.
What do we glean from that though?
So I think you get a couple of things here. I think you get the aspect on Mark revealed of and you get free invokes with these, right? Or maybe you can't hear me.
I think he gets free.
I heard you. I just
one.
was. Yeah, I think I choose. Let me look at my stunt again. Yeah, I get to choose which aspect. When you successfully, if that person's aspects are secret, the aspects that GM reveals must be those that are of utmost importance to the person, unless you explicitly instruct them otherwise. If the person's aspects are not secret, you may choose which one to attach each of your free invocations to. So it's either, since they're secret, you just choose the one you want me to, like the most secret one, and that's the one my invocations go on to. I guess it's just one, but.
So you only get, okay, yeah. So, and then you get revealed, I think.
So Mark's high concept is the prophet that follows orders.
Yes. And then you get revealed John's trouble, which is no sacrifice is too great.
Yeah.
So which one would you like to attach your free invocation to?
I mean, I don't know how that would be helpful to us.
Maybe we can use them next time we have these conversations to push it in a direction.
Right.
True. Let's do no sacrifice is too great.
Can you also use? Can you use free invocations on an aspect to compel it, or does it have to be a point?
No, that's like you're invoking it with a free invocation. You can just give someone a fate point to compel their aspect.
Right, but you can't compel an aspect with
a free invocation. No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll kind of end that scene there.
Cool.
And then I want to cut over. Actually, I think we want to end the day. Josh, have you kind of thought of what you wanted to do for like a crafting thing? If not, that's fine. We have plenty of other scenes to jump to.
Yeah, I think the only idea that came to mind is a custom weapon.
Okay, yeah.
Something that's gonna that's gonna trigger my junk food master, but
Cattle Prod V2
that I don't have to keep recreating every scene. Which is honestly, I've had a brainworm since I watched a video game trailer the other day, and I just want to make a scythe for my character. So I'm gonna have a really big scythe.
All right.
Okay. Sweet.
Because I can't think of anything else that really would stand out as being incredibly helpful for the rest of what we're trying to do. Like a handmade Geiger counter, maybe, but I mean, it's not nearly as interesting, right? Like for a climactic amount of time sitting on a train working on something and reveal a big project, that feels like better spend that time on a weapon that I will actually feel proud of.
Okay, I think difficulty 5.
Okay.
What's the difficulty for an Iron Man suit Mark 1?
12.
You can hit that, right, Josh?
We can do that.
I mean, I can hit it. I can probably hit a 12, yeah. Depending on the situation.
I'll help you.
I don't want to make an Iron Man suit, though.
Oh, why not?
I don't want an Iron Man suit.
I think I always wanted an Iron Man suit in a role-playing game. That's just... I think I've had that twice now.
5's my number to hit?
Yes.
Cool. I'll roll crafts. Oh, well, that was easy.
Sweet.
You didn't have to spend anything. It was a 6.
All right, so
did that for you.
So give me this scene. What does this look like?
I mean, I think we get it. It's kind of dramatic, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we're blowing past some trees, and then as the train's rolling past some trees and stuff, and you see some a view maybe of the ground next to the tracks, and you see lights, like normal warm living area lights go past, and then flicker. This was really bright, like electric arc kind of light go past, and we see the train car kind of glowing from inside with the light of a welder. Josh hunched over a bench with a welder and goggles and a, like some kind of improvised fume hood going on, and he pulls it up and he solved it. He figured out a way to balance a scythe in a way that makes it not unwieldy to use as a weapon. And it's got this like it's got this like balanced thing on the handle, and it's like this kind of large, maybe, I don't know, 4-foot blade, really dramatic looking. And he's putting like the final edge on it with a whetstone. I'm kind of sitting there. He stands up and he holds it up over his shoulder, like, or sorry, down to the side, like, Ruby style. Right.
Yep.
Total Ruby pose.
Do you do anything with it?
Like the gun part of it.
Yeah. No.
I did just make a crossbow on a shield, so.
Yeah.
I did put a crossbow on a shield, but I'm not not making us all into Ruby characters. Just Jared and me.
Wait, if our Ruby... Oh, we don't have a good Ruby name. Ruby team initials. We all have vowels.
No.
Or not vowel. We have all of consonants.
I mean,
wow. Ruby is only...
Yeah, only has one vowel.
I know.
Technically.
And sometimes why.
Juniper doesn't have a vowel.
I know, but like we don't have... I don't think we have an easy way to like make this into a word. Let's see. CDJJ.
Yeah, not with 2 J's in there.
That is.
Yeah, that might be rough.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, okay. So here's what I don't think you're going to do this, but here's my only thought. Is then we get this moment where Giddy Josh goes up on top of the train while it's going and tries to cut branches with it.
I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so either. But that's. I was like, well, he's got to test it out, right? But how?
Worth a shot, but no.
So we just kind of get that scene where it's like this dramatic, like waking up in the morning. I figured it out. Probably like worked through the night, and Josh has this epic hold up the sword of Excalibur moment. Like, I made this awesome scythe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe Wilbur walks by and kind of sees you holding that giant scythe, and it's just kind of like, oh, not bad, and like keeps walking.
I give it a quick little wrist twirl, and it's perfectly balanced and not overly momentum. And all other hand wavy things we can do in technology is bends to our will rather than the other way around.
Yeah. Is there anybody you want to show this to, or is there anybody that Josh has a particular desire to have a conversation with at the moment? I think the characters you have the most in common with that are like non-player characters are like Helen and Clarence, but I'm not sure how much you're like desire to have like a particular conversation with them.
Hey,
or
guys, want to make this train into a spaceship?
No, bad. Stop. I don't think I have any particular. Like, I'm just kind of along for, metaphorically and physically, I'm kind of along for the ride at this point.
Right.
Like, I'm keen to get where we're going.
Right.
And overcome the next set of challenges when we get there.
Do you have any like questions about that? Did you want to talk with like Connor or Mickey or somebody else from the crew about like what are we going to do when we get there? Anything like that? Like any like strategy or plan or anything like that? You can say no. I'm just trying to throw ideas out there to kind of see if there have been conversations that people have been like wondering about, but like never had the like moment in the RPG to like just have conversations with people. So I feel like
for the most part, I've pushed the kinds of conversations I've wanted to have.
Okay.
Got half a brainworm that I'm trying to decide whether it's worth going after or not.
Well, so if you're thinking, okay,
I think this will be interesting. I don't know if anything will come of it, but I think Josh is going to walk up to Connor
It's kind of, this is an odd place to find civilization. Train in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, he nods and is just like, "Yep. How are you handling it? I figured you'd be all over this train trying to figure out how it works and trying to improve it."
I mean, it's a train. I was explicitly told not to touch the train. So I restrained myself.
Yeah, he nods and is just like, "Thanks."
What's Europe look like now?
Man. Lots of different factions, kind of improvised, not everybody's on board kind of governments showing up. And then there's just Germany, just kind of slowly conquering its territory. Oh. And then there was us trying as much as we could to kind of fight them. And I mean, as you know, that's why we're here, to try to get to this nuke before they even know about it.
All the I started that sentence wrong, and then brain decided not to reassemble the rest of it. Sounds kind of like here, little pockets of civilization, people trying to do the best they can. And
Yeah. Well, I think it's different there than it is here. People have like little cities, but on the other side, I mean, they have their own territories, their own regions. A lot more people are working together over there, which kind of turned out to be a bad thing. He like looks out at the land as it's like going by in the train, and he's like, "This is much more free. Everything we got going on here, this train, these just lone cities, just doing what they can and trading with this train. It's simple, nice."
I don't know that I'd use the word civil. Feels like everybody out here's on the edge. I miss the times when we could sit down and not have to worry about whether or not our neighbors were coming after our things or protecting our own little corner.
Me too. He kind of pauses and looks at you, and then he says, "That's why we're going to do this. That's why we're going to go and get these nukes. Somebody's got to. And we're going to make a better world because of it."
I hope so. Because I don't know. I don't want whatever this is. Too much Wild West.
Yeah. Or a pirate ship.
You said train's kind of nice. Josh kind of knocks a little bit on one of the rattly metal pieces. That
Yeah.
It kind of shakes a little bit loose. A bit of rust dust falls down.
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
Yeah, kind of. I think he gets personal with you, and he's like, "How are you holding up with everything?" I mean, it's been a lot that's happened.
This trip hasn't given me a break. I'm gonna be honest.
And then he's like, "What do you want to do when we're done with this? Do you have like a place you want to go back to, or are you, I don't know, not that I'm trying to recruit you, but are you coming back to Europe to help fight the fight over there?" We could use your skills.
No. With all the conflict and the fighting, somebody is always destroying something. I get it. There's a reason, there's a purpose behind all the destruction, right? Can't let the enemy have it. Beat down the enemy so that they can't hurt us. But at the end of the day, nobody's building anything, really. We're cobbling things together to keep ourselves going, but nobody's building. The one group we found who was building, we walked in there and we walked out with two of their best builders. And I get it. It makes sense. We needed these people. We need their skills. Nobody's got a dream for anything bigger than themselves anymore. And I get it, when the radioactive wasteland's trying to eat you, it's a little hard to think about anything other than yourself. But sometimes I miss being in a big city and seeing a building going up. Like, yeah, it was going to be another skyscraper to host some impersonal corporation. But hey, at least people were building stuff to outlast them. And so what do I want to do? I don't really know. But I want to stop destroying things. I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
So, no, I don't believe I'll come with you to Europe. I think I'll find a place here. Someplace that wants to build and make something bigger than themselves.
He just kind of nods. He's like, I understand. I think he kind of looks off into out the window as like the land is going by, and I assume we kind of cut the scene there.
Yeah,
you guys kind of just looking out at the wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so I think let's take our break, and we'll come back for last hour or so.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Okay. I'll stick around. I got nothing for you to find out when we get back. I guess you can find out what happens when no, I got nothing. Just come back.
Please.